Hello adventurers and welcome back to my channel. Today is the day where I finally get my van road ready so I can hit the road. That's right, today is the day I go and get my inspection and registration, and then that'll put me one step closer to where I need to be. But interestingly enough, this is also whenever I test out to see if any of this stuff goes crazy, falls, makes weird noises, and does stuff like that. This is something that I always do before I hit the road anytime I've made any changes. So you can probably see I did make one change over here. In fact, the other day I said that I was going to put some Velcro here. Well, I had a nice little process going, and this is what it looked like. As you can see, super simple. All I did was take some of the material from the bedding that was left over. I attached it to the sticky side of the Velcro. I cut it to suit, and then I was able to wrap it around the bottoms of the jackets, and well, now you see how it looks. Now, the interesting thing is whenever you go to get your tags and inspection done in the state of Texas, they ask you to honk your horn, to turn on your windshield wipers, to use your turn signals so they can see from both the front and the back to make sure everything's doing okay. You turn on your bright lights, and it goes on and on. But there's a few things that they ask you to do every single time, and you're required to bring a copy of your current insurance card. So this morning I took some time paying my dues for my insurance because it was due at the beginning of next month, making sure I had my current insurance card because it's kind of in between policy times. So I wanted to make sure I had the new one as opposed to the old one. And then I got my paperwork and everything ready for the actual registration, which in Texas you can either do this online or you can do it in person. I have found that I usually just go into the office. It's really simple. I have a tiny office as opposed to a really big one, so this isn't something that takes forever. So with that said, I've done all of those things, and I've also done a once over of the van to make sure all of the things are working correctly. And so let's get this party started. Maybe the keys, I have like a bunch of keys. Not all of these are all needed at this moment. In fact, I think I could pretty much take these off. I have a lot of different keys because of the property itself, and I don't need all of those, but I'm kind of stuck, I think. And this is a cool front in Texas right now. It has been nice. I can already tell that the carabiners that I put in here that I need to maneuver around, I'm gonna have to do that sooner rather than later because they're just slapping back there. They're doing pretty good right here, but when I was going up the hill, I could hear it. That's not cool. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get some gas first. That way I don't have to worry about that later. And so I'll get some gas at Walmart, and then I'll scan my receipt for Fetch. A lot of the things that actually went back into my van this time, I used Fetch points to purchase. So it was just from me scanning my receipts that I already had. I've talked about Fetch on the channel before, but you can scan literally any receipt and it will reward you for shopping and spending money anywhere between like 25 points and, well, who knows, depending on what items that you can get well into the thousands. That then translates into money that you can get back on gift cards. So I have gotten a lot of Amazon gift cards through Fetch as a result of just regular purchases like gas. And my pillowcases, completely purchased by Fetch. My shelves, completely purchased by Fetch. So as you can see, that makes them cost me $0 out of pocket, which is really nice. After all, I'm all about finding things to maximize the stuff that I'm already doing to make it stretch a little bit further. Now, when I go get the gas, I'm going to do a little assessment of how everything rode, and I'm probably going to do a few of these little drives because I still haven't put things on the shelves yet. So this is a good testing ground to do that. Okay, overall, the only things that really moved were the pillows. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Okay, so all in all, the setup is working. Nothing is migrating. So this thing didn't fall. I think that we're winning right now. Okay, I decided to stop off at Sonic to pick up a drink, and I noticed something. I can hear a little bit of a rattling. I think it's where my toilet is rattling up against my tray table. Yeah, that's what it is. But in the meantime, I'm gonna get myself a nice little strawberry Dr. Pepper, and they have these little buffalo bite things, so I thought that would be a good way to have something to eat since I haven't eaten today. I also am gonna go ahead and pull this off so that I can remember to scan my Sonic receipt in a minute. So I'll put it in my visor also. And with that said, we're off. We're gonna go get inspected now. Oh, I'm not worried about it. The van is in good shape other than the door situation, but that does not impair it from having functional lights or turning or doing anything correctly. So here we go. Okay, and just like that, I'm finished already. It doesn't take very long. The main thing is making sure everything works correctly, and so I didn't want to film that because not everybody wants to be in my video, but I now have my paperwork, so I can go and get my actual registration tag. Yay! Okay, now I take in all the things that they gave me whenever I got inspected, and that's it. By the way, this is the courthouse over here. It's quite beautiful inside, and they also have a really cool Veterans Memorial like right here on the corner. Okay, that's all done, and now I get to put the sticker on the van, and then I'll be road ready. Now, something pretty interesting about the state of Texas is they actually just voted to change something in this process. Now, normally, of course, I have to go get my inspection, and then I come over here and get my registration. However, they're doing away with the inspections unless you're in an emissions county, in which case you'll still have to go and get your emissions done. So I asked while I was in there, do you think that we'll ever become an emissions county? And I don't think we will, according to what she said. So at some point, I'll only have to do one step instead of two steps in this process, which is kind of cool. Now, I noticed a couple things in the back. Let me show you. The pillow, after it fell, it hasn't gone anywhere else. So this layout's gonna work. That's super good. But with that said, I'm not finished yet. I still have to add the body pillow, and then I have to add the pillows that go behind, and also the actual comforter and stuff. So once I add those, that could shift how much is actually moving. But I have a couple solutions kind of based on what I have just learned from our travels. I could, whenever I'm in driver mode, if I'm afraid that things are gonna fly forward, I could just put those two body pillows right in front of the couch area, and that way I don't have to worry about that. I could also, whenever I'm in driving mode, make sure that if I have the body pillow that it's sitting flat as opposed to sitting upright. These are all things that you learn from just driving around in your van. And another reason why I tell you guys, before you hit the road, try it out a little bit, kind of work out the kinks, because I guarantee if you have everything looking how you want it to look, and then you go onto the road and all of a sudden you hear crashing noises, it is going to start your adventure off on a not so positive note. So rather than going and doing that, doing these little simple things that you can do from anywhere really, it will change your perspective on, one, how you need to pack things, two, what you need out and about, and three, how you're kind of perceiving what your driving experience is going to be like. Now, you might be surprised. In some instances, simply removing your foot from the pedal just a little bit, not having quite as much of a lead foot, can really change your driving experience with all your stuff in the van. It's not one of those things that you think of too often whenever you're in the city and you're driving with intention, but whenever you start to do van life, what's really making you have to go that fast? In all reality, the faster you go, the more abrupt that you stop, the more you're tossing your house every single time. So just changing simple driving habits can improve your experience just a little bit. And also, take it in. It's okay. You don't have to be in any big rush. Okay, on my way back to base camp, and then I can make some adjustments. Yay! Okay, on my way back to base camp, I stopped off at my parents' house and came back outside after being parked in the full sun, 105 in the van. Super fun. I will say this, it is still better than it was last week. So I'm inching closer and closer, crossing my fingers at least, to better temperatures. And going to Colorado, it's going to feel much better. So I just keep looking at my little apps going, ooh, ooh, bring me the cool air, bring me the cool air. For those of you who are just joining on this journey, I have been suffering through a Texas summer that has been breaking records, and it has not been fun. So this is a departure, getting the van ready toward relief more than anything. And normally I travel with the weather. This year it hasn't been possible because of the accident. And I finally just had enough. I was like, okay, as long as we are road ready, I'm getting out of here for just a little bit, because I can't take it. I am not cut out to be in triple digits every single day. It just wears you down. It makes you exhausted. You wake up already tired just because of the heat. and it makes breathing really hard too. So I know that I'm going to be going to higher altitudes, and that is usually where people struggle with breathing, but I've been struggling with breathing for quite some time, so it'll be a cakewalk. Or at least I'll be breathing hard because of the altitude as opposed to the oppressive heat. So I guess even though it won't be fun, I'll take it. You can probably hear that. That's what it's gonna sound like as I go down bumpy roads. So let's assess what it looks like now. Okay, in we go. The shelf is fine. I'm happy with this. This makes me so happy. This did not move like at all, so that's perfect. The pillow did not move. This one did not move. After they fell forward, they were fine. This, on the other hand, came out. So this leads me to think that, okay, I do need to secure this a little bit differently. I didn't know, so that's why we were doing this test. So I'll be changing this up just a little bit. And then the carabiners on this side are not that big of a problem because they just hit the bag. That cup and that little speaker just are banging away. And I think that that'll be fixed a little bit once I put my other bag there, but yeah, that was obnoxious. Had a little bit of magnet migration. That's something that can be easily fixed, so I'll be able to adjust that. All in all, not that bad. So now I just need to make those minor changes, and after I make those minor changes, I think I'll be good to go. Okay, so now it's time for me to make those difficult choices as to how I'm going to fix these issues. I think I can take just a single zip tie and that'll fix the garland. That's not a big deal. I think the bag might fix the issue. I don't know yet, so I'm gonna have to try it out, and I guess I'm gonna do that in just a second too. So all of those things are looking pretty nice, and with that said, I can be confident in the basic parts of the van. Of course, I'm gonna be, again, testing this out a little bit more as I add the other pillows and as I add the comforter, because I feel as though if anything else is gonna kind of pop forward, it is gonna be those. So lots more testing to go, but I'll be solving these issues in just a minute after I cool off just a little bit. I feel really accomplished, and I feel very inspired. I think that while I'm cooling off, in fact, I'm going to look up some different adventures that I can take you guys on the channel. I think that'll be super fun. So I'm going to do some planning, and then I'll see you guys in just a minute, and we'll fix those things. Okay, back out to the van I go. Time to fix some things. And I'm gonna start with this thing right here. Okay, so starting off here, I have two little zip ties, and I'm just going to basically take the zip tie, place it between the first bead, then go over this piece of wiring that I have here and zip it into place comfortably without doing it so tight that I can't get it off later. And I did the same thing here. I'll probably end up cutting these at some point, but right now they're fine. That pulls it a little bit tighter so it's up out of the door, so that fixes that problem. Also, I did make a judgment call. I think I'm going to store the Road Pro fans actually on the back of the seat headrest, just because this will allow me to easily plug and play whenever I'm ready. And on top of that, this is kind of a bulky item, and I had it stored in here, but I could use that space better for my other fans, so this is perfect here. I do have a couple ideas also for this, so as I'm driving, if this is cumbersome or bothersome, I can actually put it onto the headliner, which is where I may end up using it, because that would be a good place for me to directionalize it kind of around the van in the placement with the different fans. So we'll see how this works out. Now to fix this, I'm just going to scoot all of these kind of over a little bit. They're going to continue to migrate just a little bit, but that's just kind of how it is. So this should fix it for now. And I'll bring out the other bag for this right before I leave, because I usually pack those bags last. So all in all, that addressed the problems. I also figured out one thing. This pillow didn't go as far because this is heavier than the other one. So the other one being lighter is what made it kind of popple over. So again, I can just mitigate that by simply placing them in the floor or turning them and placing them kind of in the wheel well while I'm traveling. So that fixes that. So now I'm pretty pleased with where I am. I still have some other projects to go. I still need to do my window reflectics, which I'm going to do this evening after it cools off a bit. And I need to load up the roof box, and I'm still trying to figure out a few small things that I want to put in there. I will be sharing a video of the things that I'm putting in the roof box specific, because a lot of you have asked me questions about that. But I'm really excited. Things are coming together. And on days like today, again, I just get the business end of travel kind of taken care of. And then if I have any additional business that needs to be done while I'm on the road, pretty much everything else can be done online, which makes my life so much easier. So with that said, guys, I'm going to wrap up today's video and remind you that we're not here for a long time, but we are here for a good time, and doing the steps that are necessary to get us where we're comfortable on the road, where we feel like we have it under control and we know what to expect, definitely is that. Till next time, guys. Bye.